You should hide behind the pole.
I would feel better about hiding behind the pole.
So I'm going to tell you a couple things about why it's important to bring in project management early in the process. Not later, not in the middle of it, but early. Maybe even first tour or even before we're actually looking at buildings. 1, savings, cost. 2, time, schedule. 3rd, Josh. Thank you, Heaton. Those are the reasons. Oh, and Jess. All right, here's why it's important to bring in PM early. 1, I think it's, a lot of advisors out there don't bring in PM until maybe a deal is even signed, right? I mean, this is 2, 3, 4 months down the road, and after you've actually, visited a building, toured a building, selected a building. You're selecting a building prior to even knowing sort of what is in the bowels of the building. What do we find?
Essentially what we tell people is they need to do due diligence on a lease. Most leases are signed without any due diligence process at all. And you come in and you find you have inadequate HVAC. And so that's a huge cost that nobody was planning for. The landlord's gonna say the current system is adequate, but it's adequate for what it is. And if nobody verified it up front that it meets your needs as a client, if you don't have the specific air changes, and in today's environment with COVID, those air changes are important for life safety. There's big ticket items all over the board that need to be checked out before you sign a lease. And that's why we bring in project management early.
But it's also a timing thing, because I think at a certain point too, like if you're well down the road and you don't do those things, you got to stop the process, go back in, renegotiate terms, renegotiate costs, and then the schedule gets pressed. And we all know that, the real estate deal part of it is honestly 10 or 15% of the overall project.
I think the entire commercial real estate industry uses project managers to clean up their messes. They come in, they do very little work, and then hand it off to a project manager. And we're very good at cleaning up those messes, but I would like to reformulate things and have us come in early so there's less messes to clean up on the front end. You need to have that schedule from start to finish, including move out of your old space, surrender work, etc. All of that needs to be on a schedule up front so there's reasonable expectations throughout the process. And there's certain pinch points. Nobody's gonna release construction documents to be drafted by an architect until they have a signed lease. And then nobody's gonna go in for permit until those construction documents are complete. So, having all those timelines set out and have a logical formula and a logical approach, like how many times are we gonna redesign this thing and price it out? Certain clients know what they want up front. Other clients are trying to figure out what they want. Right. And so we will put something down on paper and we'll have it priced out. And then we'll redesign it and then we'll have that priced out. All of those upfront strategy pieces are really critical, and that's why entire real estate transaction is one project.
I think setting that expectation early, as it is a full project journey versus just here's the real estate transaction piece, here's the project management piece, here's the occupancy piece. It's one full journey from start to the end.
I'm glad I'm getting through to you, Blake, because I've been trying to train you, and now I feel like you're making sense.
Yeah. Well, you just got to smile every now and again, and then maybe I'll take you seriously.
No, it's not a thing.
All right. So as we talked about, PM is a critical part of an overall workplace journey. So if you're having issues, if you're in the middle of a project, if you're starting a project, if you're thinking about starting a project, if you're at the end of a project and you might need someone to clean up the mess, let us know. Follow us on YouTube, follow us on all of our channels, LinkedIn, Instagram, come to our website, connect with Josh directly. Feel free to connect with me or anybody else on the team. We'd be happy to help.